There we go. Hello, everybody. It is Monday. As I was saying to Christina, it is a beautiful blue sky day here in Seattle, Washington. And we are very lucky to be joined today by Christina Giles Pearson. She is from the Pittsburgh, PA area. And Christina is unique in that she's a special guest this year at the conference. And she has written and is going to perform her monologue at the SheisMe conference. And we are beyond thrilled. Hi, Christina.
Hello, hello. Hi, Lisa.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about you and how you came about this monologue and what it's about and what you're doing with She Is Me.
Sure. As she stated, my name is Christina Giles Pearson. I'm located in Pittsburgh, PA. I am a mother of four, actually a brand new 1-year-old, and I have a 18-year-old about to be on the 26th, and then I have a 15, a 9-year-old, and then a stepdaughter that's 9 too. So technically, mother of five. Um, I am a spiritualist. Of course, I have my full-time job, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fun things I like to do. So I'm a spiritualist. I'm an occultist. You could say I'm into the witchery. But besides all of that, coming into womanhood, coming into, fully accepting myself, I was presented with the opportunity to speak my life, speak my truth with an organization here in Pittsburgh called the Pittsburgh Brown Mamas. It started off as like a Facebook group, and now it's grown into something big. And annually, they do the Brown Mama monologues. So yes, I've been seeing this event for a while, and then I decided this is my year to do it. So in I think it was June or July. It was a full production. You get up on stage, you get dressed up, da da da. You do your monologue to the music and everything, and it was so liberating. I got so much positive feedback about literally speaking my truth. And my truth is not only obviously, you have the ups and downs, I had a lot of downs, but I wanted to focus on the other side of the trials and tribulations that occurred. So yes, I spoke about some of the the down things, the stuff that happens in the valleys, but then I also focus on hitting those peaks and those high moments. And that's what made my monologue so unique and different from everyone else's, is that I had a positive side to going through that stuff, enduring the motherhood, enduring all these things, coming into my spirituality, coming to my womanhood. And when I came across She Is Me on Instagram, I was like, wow, this is the perfect platform to share once again my truth with women, to understand, like, you go through things, that's life, but it's how you see it in your perspective, and how you can use those trials and tribulations to turn them into growing moments, into looking back at it and somewhat even laughing at those moments, because hey, you tried to break me down, but look at me now. I have all these things going on for myself, dealing with divorce, dealing with miscarriages and things like that. My monologue covers all of that. And now I'm living in a beautiful home in a $500,000 home in 30 minutes south of Pittsburgh, with a brand new husband, brand new child, family completely together. And I'm being truthful to who I am. So I wanted to be able to share that, not only in the Pittsburgh region, but to take it global, to be an inspiration to others, to even reach out to see, okay, how do I accomplish into this life that you speak of? Because everyone can take themselves out of victimhood and become a hero in their own story.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Oh, echo in your audio. I'm hearing myself back.
Oh,
That's okay. I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
yeah, I don't hear anything on my end. Sorry.
That's okay. Um,
Here, I can mute
so
while you talk.
so what do you think is the sort of I mean, you kind of touched on it, but that key takeaway that you think that women have gotten or will get from your monologue?
I think the key thing is understanding, like, there's always going to be some pains. There's always going to be the things in your life that's going to occur that you're not going to like, that's going to challenge you, that's going to make you think, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. That's life. Like, to think that you're going to reach a point in your life where you're just going to be constantly happy, constantly enjoy, that's not going to happen, because you will never grow into the person that you can become. You'll never know what you are capable of unless you go through those valleys, unless you go through some quote unquote hard times. Because guess what? How do you get a diamond? You get coal, you put pressure into it. That's how you get a diamond. So for you to become the diamond of your life, you have to go through those pressure moments. But it's also understanding your perspective around those things, that they are going to occur, how I'm going to use these things to develop and grow myself, rather than just become a victim to, oh my God, life is lifing to me.
What is something that you'd like everyone to know about you?
Ooh, there's a lot. I think the key thing I would love for people to know about me is that I'm a mom, and I really enjoy being a mom. But more so because I get to use it as an excuse to cater to my inner child. That's one of the key things, that as an adult, we think that we always have to be an adult, and we forget that, there was things in our youth that we love to do. So I take those opportunities as a parent, like, okay, if I want to go see, like, I don't know, like Inside Out, the two that came out, or any of those kid movies, I'm like, yeah, let's go to the movies. And it's like, it's more so for me than it is for the kids. Or when it's like, snowing in the wintertime, and I want to go sledding, so I'm just going to pop into the kids, my, hey, let's go get our stuff and go outside, go play in the snow. It's not really for them, it's for me. So yes, as a parent, and as a mom, that's what I want to really share with people, that that's who I am, and I enjoy it, and I actually take advantage of it, because then now I get to kind of relive my childhood through my kids.
Oh, I love that. I always did. I used to bring my kids' birthday cake in bed on their birthday, uh, because they were always like, "Oh, you can't have cake in the morning, or you can't, it's your birthday, have cake, just have some fun with it."
Yeah.
But we do forget how to have fun sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and what sort of made us happy in the past. And I remember being, I don't know, in my 40s, and I called my mom and said, do you remember what I used to like to do when I was a kid? Like, what really brought me joy? And she said, are you okay? Well, I just want to know what that was. And she said, art, painting, you're always doing art, you're always singing, you're always playing your guitar, you're always reading, all of those things that I just loved, sort of immersing myself into something. And I said, you're absolutely right. So I started just playing more music, and singing again, and painting again, and getting back into those things that really I did effortlessly and without even thinking. It was just where I needed to go, when I was a kid. So I would challenge everyone who's listening to this to call your mom, call your aunties, call whoever is still around, and ask them what it was. And if you don't remember, I mean, I remember doing those things, but I wasn't super clear on, like, those were the things that I gravitated to without forethought, right?
Yeah,
Those were
but
things,
you naturally have that ability to do. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would challenge you all to go and talk to the women in your life, because the women in your life are the ones who are aware of those things, and they're
Yeah.
observant of those things. My dad would say, oh, you played softball. I'm like, yeah, I played softball because you taught me how to play softball, and I loved it. But that's not the thing I would like, where I would go effortlessly into bliss.
Yes, bliss. Yes. Yeah.
So what is it that drew you to She Is Me that said, I really want to be a part of that?
Um, Seeing this as your movement to bring women together to basically be, I don't know, a force around them to let them know being a woman, it can be hard sometimes, but learning from the women that are around you, creating a space for them to see that they're not alone in the things that they're going through. Um, this your space is like encouragement. It's a place to go to and see, once again, like, these things that I'm going through, other women are going through. It might not be at the same level or whatnot, but to understand that, we have to be a collective. We have to, be there in each other's corner. We can't be against each other. Um, Coming together and working our magic literally as a whole, as women, that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be the matriarchy. We're supposed to come together and use our collective to not only heal each other, but literally heal the world. So us
Yes.
coming together like that and you having a platform like this, I instantly connected with it. So and then having that monologue, I was just like, this is just a perfect place, because I didn't want it to just fade into just something that I did, with the Brown Mamas. I really seemed like I saw it as a movement within myself of really sharing myself with the world and with other women. So this was the perfect platform for it.
Thank you. Yes. That is my vision, like to make us united and stronger together and to heal the world and rise up, right? Just
Mhm.
be to be how we were intended to be
Yes.
in the givers of life and the nurturers and those that took care of the world and each other,
Mhm.
because we've gotten so far away from that. I mean, it breaks my heart every single day when I see women tearing down other women, right?
Yeah.
Or women who are out there telling people, you know, they can be, do, or have anything. And like I saw a video this morning. It made me cringe a little bit. A woman telling everybody material things aren't important. We need to get away from that. We need to be back to our spiritual lives. But she was wearing, thousands of dollars of jewelry. She had her nails done, and she had all this stuff going on. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Do it if you want to do it. Do it. Like, make that money, spend that money, do your thing, but don't then turn around and tell people that that's not important when it's obviously very important to you.
Yeah.
So all these mixed messages when, if you want that to be your message, like, hey, go make it, do it, get it, buy those bags, buy those shoes, buy that jewelry. If it makes you happy, do it.
Yeah.
That's it. If it makes you happy, if you're making the money, I mean, don't go into debt. Don't go and gamble it all away. Don't, those kind, like, don't be
Yeah.
true to yourself. But if that's what you like for all, oh my gosh, yes, go and grab them all. Do it. If, who knows, you could be the famous purse lady and that's your legacy, that you collected all these beautiful bags and nobody else has them and they're amazing.
Hmm.
If that's what you want, that is your passion, then by all means follow it and do it. But don't tell others that that's not important when you do it and you're
Yeah.
sort of there as a role model,
Hmm.
because to me that's the same as that. That's not promoting your authenticity. That's not promoting
Yes.
that power to others. It's really conflicting, and we have enough of that conflicting
Hmm.
messages out there, right? We have enough
Yeah.
of that. Be pretty but not too pretty, be this but not too
Hmm.
this, and so I was just like,
Yeah.
again, I'm all for her being who she is and doing what she wants, but that conflicting messaging was really, really a little rough this morning, and I and that's her. It's her thing. It's her message. It's her passion. I'm like, she's on it, and more power to her. But like I talked about this last week, I saw a woman who was thrifting, and she bought something and she painted it, and there were at least 300 women just yelling at her in the comments about why she painted this piece that she bought, when it's her life, it's her thing.
Yeah.
And then I see messages like on threads right now. There's a lot of women out there saying, "Oh, let's not be those women who put each other down, and let's not be those women, let's all come together." And then you look through their feed, and they're making fun of somebody, or yeah. So I really want us as women to, when we see those kinds of things, just be like, okay, you know what? That's your thing. You do it. But we need to come from ourselves, and we need
Mhm.
to be as authentic as we can to ourselves, and our passion, and our purpose, and walk the talk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, walk the talk. So
Mhm.
um I wanted to create this space that you could come and walk your talk and be you, and empower other women to find themselves, not necessarily follow your um, directives, but to be empowered to find that power within themselves that we all have, so that you can stand on your own 2 feet, and that you can then boldly move
Mhm.
forward,
Yeah.
and and do whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be on social media. It doesn't have
No,
to
it's
be.
walk your truth in real life. And that's another part of me too, is that I'm also a life purpose coach. I also do divination and I do consults, and it's always mostly with women. And my main thing is helping people find their authenticity, regardless of what that is. But also doing it with astrology, with numerology, so they understand the energies and stuff that they hold. So when you're saying, be your true self, be authentic, they know where that energy is actually coming from, and what is really them and what's society. What you were
Mhm.
just talking about is a lot of people, they want to be authentic, but they still want to be within the society norm.
And
You
that's
can't.
really, yeah, that's
You
that conflict, right? That's that
can't.
conflict that I was talking about. Like, you want to wear, purple and orange and green, and felted jackets, and witchy hats, but your neighbors will think you're a lunatic.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? You just you kind of do it, but you have to get there. It's not easy to come out as your authentic self when you've been conforming your whole life,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Baby steps, doing one little thing at a time, and or bust out and
Bust
and
out.
do it
Come
and
out that
be
closet.
happy, yeah, and just do it.
Yeah.
But no, it's really, really tough, because that judgment of others is the
It can
thing
be
that we
hard.
are so conditioned to live to,
Hmm.
um, that the stereotypes, and that box. And we've talked about this a lot in our lives the last couple of weeks, that box that you get put in, or that people want you to fit in.
Yeah.
um, it's really hard to get up and get out of that.
Hmm.
um, I've been there. I had a corporate
We've all been there. Yeah.
job, and to come out of that role and do some of the things that you do, readings and divinations and all this other stuff. Like, how do you have one and the other? Like, you can. Yeah, the point is, you can do it all. You can have whatever you want. You can be
Yeah.
whoever you
I'm
want,
still corporate, but I still do my stuff. Like,
right?
I'm not separate from either of those. They're both me. But it's just obviously having discernment of when to turn that on and when not to turn that on. But no, my advice to anybody that is, they really want to step into their true self, they really want to be their authentic self. To be honest, this is the perfect day and age to do that. We're fully into the age of Aquarius. Things are obviously switching around. People stepping out and be who they truly are. Yeah, you'll still have a couple of people over here that'll say something, but it's more accepting now because we're
Right.
supposed to be the way that we are. Women are supposed to be out here cuckoo, jumping at the moon, and leading the world. Like that's what we're supposed to be doing. So this is actually the perfect time to be like, you know what? I'm gonna start pushing the boundaries of being myself and see what happens. And what is going to happen is you're going to find it that it's easier for you to do it now.
Yeah.
And once you start letting people know, letting the world know what your frequency is, your tribe will find you. They will find you and you'll be okay.
That is the truth. Hashtag truth right there. It is the truth. And the more those steps that you take and the more you come to yourself, the more power you feel and the more you just don't care what anybody
Yes.
else thinks. That's
Yeah.
the most important thing as you get there.
Mhm.
And feeling that sense of relief and that sense of power. And
Yeah.
oftentimes here's something that often happens that people don't ever talk about is oftentimes when you break through and you start living your authentic self and being your own, like, no, this is just me, people are relieved as well. People are relieved, or people are like, I don't know why you didn't do that the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, we already
I don't know why you weren't like that. That's just,
Yeah.
and you've probably shown bits and pieces of it, throughout your life, but not that full on, little cracks here and
Mhm.
there. But I'd say most of the time, people aren't really taken aback or surprised.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
That fear that you have is your ego trying to keep you safe. That's
Mhm.
it. But once you realize you push past that fear, you'll realize that it was only there to keep you safe. That's it. Because
Yeah.
your ego is always going to try to keep your body safe. That's just a fail safe. That's what it's going to do. But your spiritual is always going to want to come past that fear. Just push through it. You'll be fine. You'll be
You'll be
fine.
fine. Yeah. Christina, thank you so much.
Yes. This was
I
fun.
really appreciate. Yeah, it was fun. I appreciate your time, and we will see you very soon. We only have 2 weeks until the conference,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
um, we're starting on the 22nd with some workshops. So let's make sure you're registered and stay tuned. We have a few more lovely women joining us today, so we'll see you again really soon. Thanks, Christina.
All right. Thank you, Lisa.